Welcome to another episode of Marketing Tips for Doctors. I'm your host, Dr. Barbara Hales, and today we have with us Jessica Embree. She is an international bestseller, a StoryBrand guide, and marketing specialist. She specializes in helping businesses grow all over North America with clear and impactful marketing strategies. Please give us a welcome to Jessica Embree.
Thank you so much for having me, Barbara.
Nowadays, storytelling is the buzzword. Can you tell us a little bit about how you decide what stories to tell based on the audience that you have in front of you?
Absolutely. So it all comes down to what problem are you trying to solve for your customers? I mean, in the medical field, that is usually pain, they're having mental or physical issues. So what problem are you trying to solve and tell them a story on how they're going to get that treatment or what success looks like at the end of the day. Less pain, they can play with their kids again without having any pains in their shoulders and back. So it just telling the story that's going to resonate with your customers.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And it also seems to me to be a lot like case studies. Would you agree on that?
Absolutely. And I think that's why case studies, referrals, and testimonials are so important, especially in this field. People need to hear that they can be reassured that the treatment that they're going to get from medical practices are what they're looking for at the end of the day.
Sure. Your company is called Tulip.
Mhm.
And how did that come about? And how did you choose that name?
So, Tulip Media, our founder and CEO, he's originally from the Netherlands, his family. So, they're known for their tulips over there. And when we had to rebrand back in 2018, we were known as the people with the tulip jacket. He used to wear this tulip jacket all over trade shows because that was our brand. So Tulip Media just felt very natural to us, and we are a marketing agency, so media fit in as well. And yeah, from there we were Tulip Media Group.
Makes sense. Um, how did it go from having a COA of 40,000 to 4,000 in just a few months? And maybe you can explain to our listeners what COA is actually, and is there such a thing as getting down to no amount of money?
You're always going to have a COA or a cost of acquisition is what we call it. So how much does it cost you as a company to get a new client? And back before the pandemic hit in 2019, we realized we had a huge problem. We were spending thousands and thousands of dollars going to trade shows, cold calling people who weren't having the problem we were having. So they didn't need help with marketing. They didn't need help with their print advertising. So we were using a push strategy instead of a pull one and helping people that raised their hand at the end of the day. So overnight, we completely flipped how we were doing our marketing strategy. We stopped doing trade shows. We started going online and doing paid advertising on social and Google. We started doing blog posts so we could have a library of content that was valuable to our end users at the end of the day. And we redid our messaging on our site too. So it really resonated with our core customer.
Well, we always feel that content is really so important, regardless whether it is audio, like a podcast, like what we're on now, or video, or just a blog post to read, because people enjoy getting their information in different ways, as you know. And another thing which feeds into what you just said is that doctors and health professionals need to stop and figure out how much a lifetime value is for each of
Mhm.
the patients that they have, so
Yes.
that you can understand what spending means to you and what it looks like.
Exactly.
Um, what strategies do you recommend for customer or client retention?
So retention's interesting because like you said, everybody consumes content differently. So how do you keep top of mind with your customers? And in the medical field, we've seen everything from PPC advertising or paid advertising, like we call it. We've seen print advertising. So a lot of health professionals use magazines, newsletters to send out to their target audience just to keep them aware of some health tips, some recipes, depending on what type of doctor you are, just to keep that top of mind. So, retention, giving good service, keeping top to mind are the two most important things for retention for your practice.
How do you use Google to attract your clients?
So we do at Tulip Media what we call a keyword and competitive analysis. And what we do is we kind of peek behind the curtain and discover how are our customers finding us on Google? So are they typing in marketing agencies in near me? Are they typing in how to make a magazine near me? And we're using those keywords to fuel our paid advertising. And we do the same for all of our clients too. So we had someone who was a chiropractor, and it wasn't just chiropractors near me, it was how to get rid of back pain, how to sit better at my desk, that these ads were starting to pop up and they go, "You know what? Yes, I do need a chiropractor. Yes, I do need help getting my shoulder adjusted." So, it's not only talking about what you do, but what services and success looks like in those keywords as well.
Moving forward, when doctors are starting to realize that they need a side hustle, whether it's additional services or whether it's additional products that they are recommending to their patients that are in sync with the type of services that they provide,
Mhm.
or even if they're transitioning from insurance paid medical practices to that where it is concierge. Marketing is going to be so important to let patients know just like who they are, what they represent, and also what they provide. Um, Moving forward, it's also going to be important because it no longer means that you could only have clients who are local to you. If you have products, you can be promoting those products to anybody, across any geographical border.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of PPC advertising or paid advertising. You can expand that reach and you can use those product names. So if someone is searching for product like that, you pop up on Google because you want to be the first one on you want to be on the first page of Google. I think I heard someone on your previous podcast say the exact same thing. There's no sense being on page 25. No one's going to find you. But if you're on that first page, you have beautiful Google reviews, people are going to come to you a bit more.
Absolutely. Have you noticed that in the last few years that professionals are seeing the need more and more of marketing themselves?
Absolutely. I think COVID really changed the landscape of this industry too. More and more people are doing consults online instead of going into an office and meeting with their health professionals. So people are used to Zoom meetings. People are used to doing more stuff online in the medical industry. So digital marketing is becoming more and more prevalent for this industry because people are now finding their information online.
Absolutely. How do you discover your core client using your story brand?
So, Tulip Media is a StoryBrand certified agency. It's one of the reasons we were able to get our cost of acquisitions down because we stopped using messaging that didn't work and we started using messaging that resonated with our core customer. So, we do an exercise every quarter and we just say, what problems are we providing to them? What are the solutions? What does success look like for our clients? Is it getting cost of acquisition down for our clients? Is it getting them more leads? Or in the medical field, is it helping people have less pain? Is it getting them healthier, getting them back to their life without waking up with sore shoulders or backs or what have you?
You said that Tulip is certified. Who is the one that certifies Tulip?
So StoryBrand, the name comes from Donald Miller. If anybody's read Building a Story Brand, Donald Miller started a program that allows agencies or people to get certified in this methodology. And we took the plunge back in 2020 because we realized this works for us. We want to provide this service to other clients. And we've had clients not only in the medical industry, but insurance industry has seen great results just changing their messaging on their site so they can convert faster.
That's great. So for a person who is really not marketing at all or is just venturing out, putting their toe in the water, what two helpful tips would you give to them that they could implement right away?
Get your storefront ready is number one. So make sure your website is ready to have visitors in. If your storefront is not ready, then there's no sense of doing paid advertising or blogging. So for organic growth. So get your storefront and your messaging ready on your website or Facebook page. If you have a Facebook page, that's perfectly fine. The other part of that is to get Google reviews, especially in this industry. Word of mouth and reviews are very important. So make sure you have a good Google reviews going. Ask your clients for referrals, ask your clients for reviews. That way, when people go on your site, they can be reassured that, yes, this is a credible practice. This is who I need to go to, and they know what they're doing.
How does a Google review differ from reviews that a doctor might get on various rating sites or Yelp?
So, reviews like Yelp, you'd have to be on Yelp. But the nice part about Google reviews is if I type in a practice near a chiropractor near me or a physiotherapist near me, a whole bunch of different companies will pop up, but so will their Google reviews. So it's right there in front of them. That's why Google My Business is such a powerful tool because it is integrated with Google when you're doing those searches.
Do you strongly advise businesses, regardless of whether they're medical or not, to register with the Google business site?
Absolutely. It's a great way to start get that credibility, get that word of it out about your business. And people love reading testimonials regardless of what industry you're in.
Absolutely, that works really well. And do you have a suggestion as to which of any automatic sites there are to acquire ratings from satisfied clients?
So the nice thing about Google My Business is you can give that link right to your customers. So maybe after every time a customer visits with you, you send out an email saying, "Thanks for visiting us. Please leave us a review." And you can put that Google link right in there. So if you have an email automated system, it's just a matter of putting that Google review link right in it.
And which email automated system do you like best?
I like MailChimp personally, but I know medical practices use other um, payment methods in their system. So whatever system you're using for payments or etc., you can use that. Just put that link in that payment email.
Makes a lot of sense. So for those people who have been hearing you today, um, and they say, I would like to hear more from Jessica. I would like to, have, see what she has to say for me. How do they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So if people are interested in um, learning more, they can go to tm.media/double sales. And this is actually a landing page for our best-selling book that you mentioned. This is where they can get a free chapter, they can buy our book, or if they just want to talk to me for free, they can do that and book a call using our Calendly link.
So you are providing the possibility of getting a chapter in a forthcoming book of yours?
Absolutely. It's actually was released last year and it was a bestseller and it's called Double Sales, Zero Salespeople. It's Tulip Media's journey from how we went from that 40,000 cost of acquisition to 4,000 and what we recommend to all businesses on how they can do the same thing for their business.
That's great. So you have ongoing books depending upon practices that say, I'd like a chapter.
Yeah, we have a free chapter that anybody can download on that page right now.
Oh, I see. Okay. And we really enjoyed listening to you talk today. Um, for those people just tuning in, we've been speaking with Jessica Embree, and she is a member of Tulip Media. I'm your host, Dr. Barbara Hales. You've been listening to Marketing Tips for Doctors. Until next time.